You know, I almost like this better than the animated version, which is so weird because like the animated version is one of my favorite Disney movies, and of course I'm gonna like that better than everything else, but this, I'm pleasantly surprised. Hey everybody, welcome back. I have some more live action Little Mermaid dolls. I'm so excited. After filming the other doll, like after going to Walmart and finding all the dolls that I found that you saw the reviews last week, I went on to shopdisney.com and saw that they had 2 more things that I wanted to get there. So I placed an order that day and they just came in. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. I got them already. So I'm really excited to open some more of these live action Little Mermaid dolls. I feel like I'm going a little crazy with this one. Like, I don't think I went this hard with any of the other like doll lines necessarily. Maybe with Monster High. But anyway, so I have now the Disney Store version of the live action Little Mermaid doll. And this is a singing Ariel. And this is the doll we're going to be taking a look at today in this video. But I did also get the big old 7-pack of Ariel and her sisters. What is it? It's just the Ultimate Ariel Sisters 7-pack. So I will be doing a review and an unboxing of this as well on this channel, but that's going to be in the next video. So if you want to see this, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and you'll get a notification when this video goes up, because I think this is just going to be the next one right after this one. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at the Disney Store version or the shopdisney.com version. Basically, it's the version of the Halle Bailey live action Little Mermaid that the Disney Store made specifically. And I thought it would be a fun idea if I compared it to the Mattel version, which I do have. And then also I have the animated version of Ariel. I have the Mattel version and the Disney Store version as well. So we can kind of take a look at all of these and like compare them a little later on in the video. So, but first, the main thing of this video is this doll right here. So now, like I mentioned, this is a singing doll. So right here it says, "I sing." So this is actually really cool. So they went for a little bit more of a realism with her face, which once I get her out of the box, it'll be much easier to see. But like compared to the Mattel version, Mattel went for like a more cartoony or like a caricature. But anyway, so here is the bottom of the box. It says Disney's The Little Mermaid, and it says Singing Ariel Doll, and then it says it again in a few different languages. Also on the front of the box, we do have a little friend here. We have Sebastian, and of course, if you remember from my mom's doll review, crabs are friends and lobsters are food.
Crabs are our friends, lobsters are food.
So we have a little friend here. If you want to see that video, I'll put it up in the links up there. Anyway, the box is kind of cool. It's just like a pretty typical Disney Store doll box. You know, it's got the window and everything. It's pretty enclosed. On the back, it says The Little Mermaid and everything. And it says Singing Ariel Doll, once again with a little like try me feature. And it literally just says try me over and over. So you can see the mechanism on the back is a little button that you can press right here. And it just plays a little clip of Part of Your World. They are really, really pushing that song, Part of Your World. I am so excited to hear the rest of the soundtrack. I'm really anxious because they haven't really let any of the other songs really slip, any of the teaser trailers or anything. So like, I'm really excited, like especially Poor Unfortunate Souls and Under the Sea. Like those 2 songs are probably my favorite songs from the movie. And it's so funny because my favorite songs from the movie are not ones that Ariel sings. Anyway, yeah, no, I really want to hear what those sound like, and we haven't heard those yet, so I'm excited for that. Anyway, I'm actually going to get her out of the box really quick so that way we can take a closer look. But while I do that, now is actually a good time to pause the video and go get yourself a snack or a drink or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to get her out of the box and I'll be right back. It's getting hot early. Usually I can wait a little longer before I have to put my hair up, but anyway, she's out of the box and she looks so good. Oh, I'm so happy. Like, I'm always like wary about ordering dolls online since I can't see them and I can't like look at their face paint to make sure the face paint is good. But honestly, like, Disney Store usually does not disappoint. Like, anytime that I've ordered online from the Disney Store, any variations or any like issues that I have, it's very, very minor and never anything that's enough for me to be completely disappointed about. And like, I think that their quality control is actually surprisingly really good. Now, the design is something different, and you know, we'll talk about that here in a second when I compare her to the Mattel dolls. But what's really cool about this is they did, you know, go for the more realistic approach. They wanted to make this look like Halle Bailey, and I think that they did a really good job. They do have like painted edges there, which, by the way, these dolls also have painted edges, and I just completely forgot to point that out in their video. So I just wanted to mention that here. So they do have like little baby hairs painted on there, and so does the Disney Store doll here. Now, like I said, they did try to make this look a little bit more realistic, or go for the realism look to it, and I think that overall they did a really good job. And my camera's getting all, there we go, the light balance there. Now you can probably see her a little bit better. Anyway, so they did kind of the same thing with the hair, where there is like regular hair underneath, and then they have some twists or locks. I think in this case, these are technically twists, but they do have those also rooted on top to give it the look that Halle has in the movie. They did do it a little bit differently. So if you notice on the Mattel version, the twists are only rooted on the part line. So like everywhere else is just rooted with normal doll hair, but then the twists are just rooted up top, and that's it. So if you were to remove just the twists, you'd notice she doesn't have any part line and the rest of the hair is just normal. This one, they kind of rooted, the rooting pattern's a little different. So they did not root the part line. You can see here, they rooted it with normal hair. They didn't root the part line using the twists. Instead, they just kind of like rooted the twists kind of throughout the top of her head. So they're kind of in different spots here and there. Also, I guess we're already starting some of the comparisons, but the Disney Store doll has brighter orange hair compared to the Mattel one. Has a little bit more of like, maybe this is a little bit more of a realistic color, and this is a little bit more, I don't know, I've seen both of these colors on people, but yeah, the Disney Store one is definitely brighter, or just a little bit more orange than the Mattel one. Now, I do have to point out that I'm a little disappointed with this doll, but not surprised, because the hair fiber that they use feels a little on the dry side, and it makes me think it's polypropylene. I'm not surprised, because pretty much all of the Disney Store dolls use this hair fiber. Luckily, it is a higher quality polypropylene, if it's polypropylene, or maybe it's a lower quality nylon. I don't, like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to doll hair, but from what I hear from other people that know more about what they're talking about, leads me to believe that this is a polypropylene for the hair, which, like I said, is the same for like the Disney princess dolls that you get, the classic dolls from the Disney Store, except for Ariel, oddly. The Disney Store Ariel, which we'll look at here in a little bit, has really, really nice hair, and it's not that polypropylene that I don't like. The main reason I don't like it, because every time I point this out in my videos, somebody comments underneath asking why I don't like it, or, you know, like whatever. Just to clarify, like, you know, hair fiber is hair fiber, and a lot of times it's down to the color that they have available, that, you know, they may not have this color in Saran or in whatever higher quality or different quality material. But the polypropylene, the reason I don't like it is because it kind of feels dry to the touch. It's a little more plasticky and less like hair. Also, it never fails. Polypropylene, even like fresh out of the box, like the ends feel kind of crispy, and like they already feel like they want to be a little tangly. Whereas Saran, doesn't really do that. Saran is really soft, and like I feel like I can run my fingers through it like right out of the box. Okay, that was a bad example because it got tangled, but you know what I'm saying. It just, Saran feels nicer. Nylon, which you'll find on like Rainbow High dolls, feels way nicer. Polypropylene to me is just not as nice feeling. Like I don't like it. Not that there's anything wrong with it necessarily, I just personally don't like it. That being said, her hair is very thickly rooted. I'm pleasantly surprised that there's not really like any bald spots or anything like, oh, that's underneath. Anyway, but yeah, like it's just like really well rooted, really thickly rooted, no bald spots. So that's definitely really nice. Also, the whatever yarn that they used for the twists is actually a little bit stiffer of a yarn than Mattel used. This yarn is like a little softer compared to this yarn. So overall, I'm kind of disappointed with the hair on this. I like the doll overall. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. That's just the one criticism that I have, is I'm not a fan of the hair on this doll. Anyway, let's move down to her like outfit clothing stuff. I love this. This is one of my favorite Ariel outfits that I own on any of my dolls, whether it's live action or the animated version. I love this so much. So first of all, she's a mermaid, and it is a fabric tail, which is removable, and I'm going to show you the articulation here in a second. But she also has her top, and they kind of went for more of the animated version of Ariel's colors with the green and the purple. But for the live action movie, they just kind of updated them a little bit to be a little bit more iridescent and add a little bit more colors into the mix, which I really like. Now, I have to say that the tail on this doll is not super accurate to the movie, because like as you can see, like on this one for example, there's extra fins here. Down here there's like layers of fins, and then on this one there's only like one layer of fins, and then there is like extra dorsal fins kind of going up the back here. But she doesn't have as many fins as what you see in the movie trailers. So, but I don't personally care about that because I like what we do have. So I'm not upset by it at all. But I just wanted to point that out. It's not super accurate to the movie, but I actually really like this even more than some of the other like fabric tails that we've gotten or that I own. Looking up close at the outfit, I really like the material they used for this. I love this pattern, the scale pattern, so much. Plus it's iridescent, so like you can see this is supposed to be green, but then it kind of like shifts to like a purple color with like the color shift. I love that so much. And then kind of same thing with the top. Like you can see it looks purple, but then it kind of has a shift to blue or green or whatever. So like I love that so much. Also, they added some additional details. Like I don't know if this isn't technically lace. I don't know, some kind of embellishment here around the hips of the opening for the tail, and then also around the top of her bra or seashells, whatever this is. And I love that detail, and they have like a little iridescent ribbons to them. It looks so pretty, and I really like that detail. Here is the fins kind of close up. You can kind of see on her back, they do go all the way down to the bottom here, and it's two of them that kind of go down the back. And then that brings us down to the tail itself, the fin, which is really pretty. I love how flowy this material is. Like it really moves around. I don't know why, but I just happen to really like that. I think that that's a really cool detail. And it is piped in this like iridescent, or not piped, but hemmed in this iridescent thread, which I really like. And then of course they did add a little extra color here. So there is kind of an ombre effect from the pink to purple to green, because like I said, in the movie, she has more colors and more fins. So it kind of creates that same effect. Now, she does come with a second outfit, and I do have my other Ariel doll here, which I will compare in just a second, but I just wanted to kind of do a side-by-side with these dolls because, you know, this way you can kind of like see the height difference. If I get the bottom of the tail, not the fins, but the bottom of the tail matched up, you can see that the Disney Store doll is larger. The Mattel one is petite, I want to say, maybe on the petite body mold, I think, but she's just much shorter. And then the Disney Store one is much taller. Also, the Disney Store one's head is a little bit bigger as well. let's look at the articulation. Now, if we look at the articulation, it's basically like the classic Disney store body, except it is a singing doll as well, so there's slight differences. Now, there is movement at the head, also at the shoulder, at the elbows, and the elbows have the new kind of click joint, so there's like different spots where it's going to hold in place. There is movement at the wrist. Also, the hand mold is the newer hand mold that they've been using for the Disney limited edition dolls, which I love. I love this hand mold so much. It looks less cartoony and a lot more like a model. I don't know. I do want to show you the articulation of the legs, so I'm going to take off the tail really quick so we can do that. She does have painted on purple underwear. There is a little bit of movement at the hips, like she can sit down and everything. Her legs can go back. They can't really go out too much, but they can move around. Her knees have a double joint, so we can kind of get that mermaid sit that mermaids tend to do in artwork and stuff like that. And then she also has an ankle joint, so that way she can have flat feet or put her feet on like tippy toes, which I appreciate because you all know me, I hate flat feet on dolls, and if anything, I like the being able to like have an ankle joint so they could do either flat shoes or high heels. Now, I believe this is the same articulation that the Raya and Sisu dolls had with the double joint on the knee, and it's not like anywhere near made to move necessarily, but I really do appreciate this. This is so much better than the articulation that the Disney store dolls had like 5 years ago or 6 or 7 years ago, whenever it was. I think my original Merida doll that I bought when the movie first came out, she has like a bend in the knees and then also has the articulated ankles, and so does my Elsa doll. But the problem with those dolls is their legs always tend to bow out funny, and this is not doing that, so I really appreciate that. I'm actually really happy with this articulation in this body. Now, of course, this is a singing doll, and right here on her left side there is a little switch so you can turn on or off. It comes on in the on position in the box, so that way you can do the try me feature, but if you want to turn it off, you just bring it down. The way it is the 1 means there's power, 0 means no power. So down is off, up is on. And then on the back here, where the speaker is, that's actually a button where you push to listen to the music. So really quick, I'm gonna push this button so that way we can listen to the music. Like I said, it's literally just a very short clip of part of your world. Oh, maybe I should have brought out my other singing Ariel doll. Dang it, I wish I would have. She's in storage right now, so I can't easily get to her. But the mechanism they used to use is a little different, because they used to make you like turn the hand. So their left elbow would not bend. The right one would, but the left one would not. And then you turn the hand to make them sing. I like this so much better, just because it's out of the way, you know, like it's a convenient spot, and she still has full articulation everywhere else. I really, really, really like this doll, and I love the articulation in the knees, like when she's a mermaid. When she sits down like this, the Velcro does kind of pop open a little bit, but that's just how it is, because the material's thick and high quality, but it's not very stretchy. So it does kind of do that. If you're careful, you can avoid it. But anyway, so she can sit because she's got the double joint in her knees, so she can sit like that, and I love that. I love when dolls have like good articulation, especially when it's specialized to the doll. I don't normally care for when dolls have like specialized articulation that's unique to that doll, but I like it when it's full articulation, so that way you have a good range of like posability and play. So anyway, I've shown you these two dolls side by side. Now I'm gonna switch her over to her little blue village dress and boots and everything, and I will be right back so we can take a look at that. All right, so I've got her in her second dress, and she does also come with the head wrap, but I'm going to show you that here in a second. Also, I think I forgot to mention the price of this doll, but this doll was $34.99 on shopdisney.com. I do not know if she's going to be available on Amazon or anywhere else, but you can still get her on the Shop Disney website. If you happen to be in an area where there is a Disney store, or if you go to the Disney parks that have like the World of Disney store, I've seen a lot of people finding her there at those locations as well. Unfortunately, we don't have any plans to go to Disneyland soon. Otherwise, I would have loved to be in Disneyland when I found her, because I would have totally done one of my reviews from the park that I normally do. But that's okay. I'm not going to complain about it because I'm really happy to have her here. Anyway, the reason I didn't put the head wrap on just yet is because I wanted to show you what this looks like. So this is like a kind of a gauzy material. It's nice. It's got it's kind of soft, and I like that. But it's not really tight in the back. It's actually held together with Velcro, which is really nice because it's just going to make putting it on the doll so much easier. So if you get this for a kid, they're not going to be struggling. Let me just put this on her really quick so that way we can see what it looks like on. Oh, this looks so cute. I like it, like her face with the hair pulled out of her face looks so cute. And the polypropylene hair did fight me a little bit because it's rooted so thickly, and the polypropylene hair is not very forgiving. Like, it doesn't want to move where you want it to. So it's kind of bulging out in weird spots, but that's okay. I really like this. I like the way I might display her like this, only because I kind of want to steal this and put it on one of my other Ariel dolls that I have, but also because, like, look at this dress. Like, this dress is so beautiful. This material is really soft and really nice. They have a whole bunch of these little plastic things, the little tags that were holding it into the box. I hate that. Like, it creates little holes. Well, luckily it didn't really like make that big of a hole here because these are tiny, but I keep finding them everywhere, and I had to snip so many of them to get them out of the box. Anyway, so the dress is so cute. Now, what's interesting about this dress, because like I said, I do have this one here, which I'm going to compare here in just a second. This dress has the same ruffle, but this time it's made from like a ribbon up here instead of a like gauzy material. The sleeves are more like a chiffon, like a really high quality material, which I'm surprised at, because the one here, okay, I guess I'm just going to compare them side by side. Really quick, I just want to get this out of the way. So obviously the Mattel version kind of went for a little bit more of a baby blue, whereas, or I'm sorry, went for more of like a, yeah, like a baby blue, like a light blue. This one went for more of like a Tiffany blue, or like a robin's egg. Like next to each other, this looks blue and this looks turquoise, you know, so this just kind of has a little bit more of a green undertone to it. This one has a really nice soft material for the skirt, but it's a little heavier. This is a little lighter and really flowy, and I really like it, and I feel like this is maybe a little higher quality. The collar for the Mattel one is like unfinished raw hem to this mesh material, so it kind of like looks a little unraveled, whereas this one, the ruffle is done with ribbon, so it looks finished. Also, the sleeves are interesting because this is like full-on long sleeves, and this is like 3/4 sleeves. But the sleeves on the Mattel one is like this mesh material, so it's kind of stiff, but the material for the Disney Store one is like chiffon, meaning it's nice and flowy. Like if this was made the skirt, it'd be kind of see-through, but it would be very, very flowy, kind of like the this, like it's the same material as this chiffon, as the fins, which I really love that. They're using some really high quality fabrics here, and I'm really liking that, which to me is like starting to justify the price, like separate from the singing mechanism. Both dresses have this kind of like panel in the front that kind of gives it that corseted look. That's like, this one's a little bit more satiny, so it's a different fabric than the other parts of the dress. This one feels, oh yeah, kind of the same thing. It's a little more of a plasticky material, but it kind of gives that same thing, but it's different material than the rest of the dress. And on both of the dresses, it does not carry around to the back. You can see on both dresses, it's just like a panel in the front. but I think that this dress is like better fitted. Like this one is not ill fitted at all. It's just a smaller doll and like the proportions are different. This one I think is like designed better to fit this doll in a flattering way, and it fits her body so much better. Also, this dress is just one layer for the skirt, but I noticed this dress has 2 layers. So there's actually an underskirt down here, because this material is a little on the see-through side, but I don't know if that's the reason why they did this or not. But they did put a whole second like skirt down here, almost like a slip, just so she has a little something underneath the dress, which is nice. I love this dress. Like I said, I think I'm definitely, like, normally, if I'm getting an Ariel doll or a Little Mermaid doll, my goal is going to be displaying her as a mermaid. This might be the first time where I'm like, no, I want to display her in her blue dress. Well, okay, to be fair, if I had the animated version in a decent quality version of her blue dress, I would absolutely like go out of my way to buy an extra Ariel doll, probably Disney Store one. I'd probably get an extra Disney Store Ariel doll to put in the blue dress so I can also have that displayed, because I love Ariel's dress. Like out of all the princesses that have a peasant look or whatever you like, a village look, I think that Ariel's one of my favorites, just because it's that flared out skirt with a corset and a blouse underneath it, and I love that look. I think that it's a very timeless look, and it looks really pretty on everybody, and that's kind of why I like this, because it has that same silhouette, flared out skirt, corseted middle with a blouse over it. And I actually, you know, I almost like this better than the animated version, which is so weird, because like the animated version is one of my favorite Disney movies, and of course I'm gonna like that better than everything else, but this, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like, I don't know, the silhouette looks really good. This almost looks like an Alice in Wonderland dress. Like, that's why. So here's my plan. I actually want to get a second one of this doll, because I want to have one in her blue dress and one in her mermaid dress, or mermaid outfit, whatever. And then that way I can take the second mermaid one and put it on one of the Disney Store classic doll, or the Disney Store classic dolls. And then I don't know what I would do with the dress, but I might put it on an Alice in Wonderland doll, because it's very much giving me that vibe. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think this could work as a Alice in Wonderland dress? Like, I don't know, like an Alice in Wonderland inspired dress maybe? I don't know. I really like it though. Now, this is probably gonna be a much better image of like showing how much smaller the Mattel one is next to the Disney Store one. Like I said, when you put their feet together at the same height, the Mattel version is much shorter. Like I said, I think she's on the petite size body. Actually, no, I don't think it's a petite size body. I think this is the Mattel version of the Disney Princess body, which is smaller than Barbie, or than, you know, like classic dolls. So I think naturally it's closer to the Barbie petite body. Oh, her shoes. I totally didn't show the shoes yet. So here's the boots that she comes with. I like these. These are actually really cute. I don't know what I was expecting, but I do really like these more than I thought that I would. So these are cute. They're in like a light pink. There's no painted details or anything, but they are really cute. There is a designated right and left. They are not just the same mold on either foot, so you do have to like get them on the right feet. Now, this is the one that you get for the Ariel on land doll. You've got like these sandals, so you can kind of see the sandals next to the boots here. There is another Ariel doll that came in like a 2-pack, I think, with Prince Eric. I don't plan on getting that one, but I did take a picture of it. I saw it in the store, so here's a picture of it if you want to see what that one looks like. She comes with a couple extra accessories. Like there's a little weird like mermaid thing that might make sense once we see the movie. Also, she comes with a purse. Her dress looks not as good as this one though. It's like a kind of a plasticky, like a, you know, when they have all the printed on details and stuff like that. I'm just not interested in getting that particular one, but that one does have her pink boots. So Mattel did make pink boots as well, but the individual release has these sandals for some reason. So like I said, once again, we'll probably have to wait to see the movie to know the difference. Like maybe in one scene she has the sandals on, and then in a different scene she's got the boots on. I don't know. We'll have, like I said, we'll have to wait and find out. Oh, they have little seashells on them. Oh, I like this. I didn't notice that until just now. There's little like seashells on her boots right there, and it is painted. So I said there was no painted details, but there is one painted detail. All right, so I want to do like side-by-sides of all 4 of these different Ariel dolls that I have, just because I think it'd be fun to see them side by side. But to do that, first I'm going to switch her back into her mermaid outfit, so that way she matches all the rest, and I'll be right back. All right, so here is a side-by-side comparison of the 2 Disney Store versions of Ariel that you can get right now. So here I've got the animated classic doll versus the live action doll, and it's really interesting because the colors on the classic doll are very bold. Like you've got this bright bold red, and then the purple, and then the green for her tail, whereas for the live action one it's very different because it's more of like an auburn red, or like a natural kind of red, and then like her bikini top and her tail are more like iridescent colors. I feel like this is still very, very colorful, but because it's iridescent, you got like this color shift and everything. So it does look very different. Also, the articulation is very similar. I think the only difference is for this doll, you actually have the double joint in the knee, whereas for this doll, she has the bend and snap knees, which is just not as good in my opinion. So this definitely wins. The one thing that I will point out with these is like, I feel like this doll kind of got the short end of the stick when it came to the hair, only because of the hair fiber they used. Like this hair is so silky, like this feels way more similar to like a Rainbow High doll or an OMG doll, just because MGA uses really high quality nylon on those dolls, and that's what this feels like. So that tells me this must be a nylon material, and this being the polypropylene, I'm just not a huge fan of it. Also the color, like I know it was a style choice that they went for to do more of like a subdued kind of red for her hair instead of this bright like apple red. But you know, what's interesting, I have so many of these Halle Bailey dolls now, like so many of the Mattel ones. I think one of them, like I mentioned in the video that I kind of want to customize one, but I kind of want to try my hand at dyeing the hair. I've never dyed doll hair before, but I kind of want to see what her hair would look like if we dyed it to this bright, bright red color. Also, here is the 2 Mattel dolls side by side. So, I mean, the only difference is this one's on a made to move body, so ignore that fact. But this way you can kind of see the 2 Mattel, you know, the animated Ariel from Mattel and the live action Ariel from Mattel side by side. Like I said, I don't know why, I just thought it would be fun to compare them all. So I've got all 4 of the dolls here next to each other at the same time. Now, obviously, normally this doll has like super basic articulation, but out of all of these, like if I was to pick a favorite, I don't know if I like out of the box which one of these would be my favorite. I think they all have like great features. Like this doll has a beautiful face and really pretty hair, and it's saran, which is my favorite hair color. But she has a super basic body to start off with, so she wouldn't be my favorite. Plus, like her outfit kind of looks a little cartoony and childish compared to what I normally like. This doll has an amazing face. She is so pretty and has the saran hair and everything. The only difference is the lack of articulation. So, I mean, she's great as a water toy. Like if you want a mermaid doll that you can play in the pool or in the bathtub or whatever, this is a great option for that. But if I look at these 2 dolls, you're going to be paying a little bit more. Both of those dolls were less expensive. This Ariel doll is $20, like $19.99, and this one being the $35 or the $34.99. Like, this is probably my favorite Ariel face and hair combination ever. So she might be my favorite, but I'm actually really, really liking this one for her outfit. Like I love the iridescent colors, and I love the articulation that she comes with right out of the box. So, and the fact that she sings is a bonus. I don't personally care about that because usually my dolls just sit on the shelf. I'm not playing with them and listening to the songs from them all the time. But, you know, just with the articulation alone and with the outfit, I really love this. So like, I like all these dolls for different reasons. So I don't necessarily have a favorite out of these 4 because it's really hard to pick just based off of those reasons. But it's, like I said, it's kind of cool to like look at all of them side by side and see all the different options that you can get. Now this doll, when I got it, was a 2-in-1 doll. Like it's one that came with this fabric tail and everything that you can switch off and like put her in her pink dress. And I have seen images leaked of getting like the Mattel live action Ariel, where same thing, she has a fabric tail instead of this hard plastic one, and she comes with her blue dress, so, or maybe it's the pink dress, I don't know. Anyway, but you can like switch her from like the on land to in the sea look, and that's going to be a great option if you want like both options. But like, do I suggest getting that one or this one, since this one also has the two looks and everything? Honestly, this one is more expensive, and I much prefer the Mattel face and the hair for the Mattel one, but literally just for the outfits quality and like the way they look and the articulation, I think I recommend the Disney Store doll over the Mattel one, which is surprising. I was hoping that you'd be able to do like a head swap, like put the Mattel doll's head on the Disney Store body, but the skin tone isn't a complete match. So like if we look at them side by side, like it's close. It is very close, but if we bring up the arm here, you can kind of see it's not really doing the greatest job on camera. Like you could probably get away with it. It's not the worst, but it's just not really that close. Also, I realized that when you're doing like the skin tone comparison, doing the one doll's hand to the other doll's face is not always the best way to do that, because it's not the most accurate. Because like a lot of these dolls, like the skin tone of the face doesn't actually match the hand of this doll, but it looks fine. So what I like to do is I just put their arms next to each other, and if the skin tone of the arms and hands match each other in that way, then you're good to go. But you can kind of see that the Mattel one just has a little bit more yellow to it, and the Disney Store one is just a slight cooler tone to the skin tone. So while I think you could, like I said, probably get away with it. Oh wait, did I get that backwards? Oh, that's so weird. Looking at it in the little screen there, the colors look slightly different. But when I'm looking at it in person, this doll has a little more yellow in her skin tone, and this one has a little more red in her skin tone. I think that's what it is. That's what the difference is. Anyway, like I said, you could probably get away with it if you want to put the Mattel Ariel head on the Disney Store doll's body, and it'd probably be fine. Like you can totally get away with it. Just know it's not an exact match. At some point in time, I am going to try and find a made-to-move body for this doll, just because, like I said, I have so many of this Ariel now that I want to customize at least one of them, and, you know, maybe give them a, like, probably this one, since she's already not a mermaid, maybe give her a made-to-move body. But at the end of the day, I think this might be one of my favorite dolls from this live-action Little Mermaid collection. Just, like I said, because of the literally both outfits and the articulation. I'm really excited to have this. And like I said, eventually I am probably going to get a second one, just so I can display one as a mermaid and one in her blue dress, and then I'll have a second of each of her outfits that I can use on other dolls later. So all right, well, anyway, like I said, I do recommend this doll. I'm really happy that I have her. I do have a couple other videos that I want to film today before it gets too hot, so I do need to get going. The next thing I'm going to be opening up is this giant pack. Just as a reminder, this pack of the Ariel and her sisters, this big old 7-pack. These dolls are by Mattel, but I ordered them on shopdisney.com. I don't remember the price. I'm going to have to look it up. But this video is coming up next. So if you want to see that, like I said, subscribe, stick around, and that video will be out shortly. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get going for right now, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye! If you like this video, you can let me know by hitting thumbs up. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking one of the links on the screen. I post new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.